shut up for a minute? We gotta get you the fuck out of Dodge, man. We're going to Vegas tonight.
What are you talking about, Vegas?
Vegas, baby, Vegas.
Welcome back, craps enthusiasts. How you guys doing today? It's been a while since I put out a video for you guys. I've been kind of focusing on roulette, playing around with that. Once again, I was really excited to find that live roulette table, and I've been playing with that, and I hope one day I'll be able to find a live table for craps. I don't know how they can do that. Probably not that easily. But anyway, it is what it is. Unfortunately, this past weekend, in case you didn't watch my roulette, my computer burned up. Yeah, I was downloading a lot of videos and doing a lot of work, and I think I fried my CPU and my motherboard. It just stopped. That little blue thing started spinning. I got a cup of coffee. I came back. It was still spinning. Tried to restart it. Didn't work. Tried to close the window. Didn't work. Tried turning it off. Well, that worked, but it wouldn't turn back on. So the files that I had following all of this were lost. So I had to redo some graphics and the intro and, little things like that. So I'm back on track, and I want to bring you guys another crap session. We left off with about, I think it was 1,065 according to my last video that I posted. And we'll just catch up. And I'm going to move up a tier. I know you've been bored watching this. Let's go ahead and move up a tier. But I'm just going to try to maximize the profits off of the 6 and 8, just because they are the second two frequent numbers to come in, of course, after the 7. So the betting is going to be quite simple. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to establish that point. I'm really kind of bummed because I still have to go ahead and cut that audio that I had of the casino. So I had it. It was originally in a small little 1-minute clip. And then I had to put it together into a giant 20-minute clip just in case I needed it. So I still have to do that. It's going to take some time. But for this one, I'm just going to go ahead and knuckle up and show you guys how I'm going to do it. Again, this is set up for the bubble craps. So just in case the individual doesn't have enough time to get it up on the board due to some condition they might have a difficulty being a handicap or whatever, it'll allow everybody to play the game super easy and make some money while I'm at it. So right here we have $10, $20, $30 at risk. I'm sorry, yeah, 10, 20, 30 total. So what I'm going to do on this is I'm going to try to get $30 chips up there. It might be difficult. I might go ahead and adjust that. But for now, I think we're going to be good to go. And let's go ahead and fire it up. And my goal rate is going to be about, oops. Let me go, I'm just now, oh shit, what's going on here? Yeah, every time I switch to this, no bueno. I had to, okay, let me see what happens if I do that. Okay, there it is. See, I have two windows. I have Firefox and Google. It didn't let me. With this new computer, I have to learn Windows 8. Windows 10, which I suck, which I hate because it tracks you. Windows 8, I didn't have to do that, and I could use Firefox, but in this situation, it's all whatever. So, what happened? It was a loss, I think. No, it was a win. What's going on? Oh, that's the money that's up there. Oh, shit, see? I try to go ahead and scroll it up, and it keeps closing it. There we have it. Now we're set up. Hey, let's go for it. And I'm going to first lay out establish that point, fire up those quarter green machines. I'm going to tap it off or cap it off with 30s. I'm hoping people can get this up on the board and not run out of time. Of course, right now we're still working with about 30 seconds in between each roll on the bubble craps. I'm going to hit it for 1. I'm going to clear it out. I'm going to drop once again all the way down to my section right here. I think my goal rate, I think my goal rate for this is going to be about 125, which is going to be a little bit more than what I had before. Could be a little bit more, but I'm basing it off of 10 minutes because that's equivalent to about, I don't know, I'll say 30 minutes of play. Okay, the point was established at the come out roll, therefore I'm reducing the expectations of a loss by all means possible at this level, because I'm going to only hit it for 1, all right? And I'm going to fire this puppy up. Bam! I'm going to roll it to establish that point. I'm going to clear it out. And again, I'm going to go ahead and drop down, regress on down to that second tier, which is just going to go ahead and maximize this and this. Again, if you look back at all of my sessions, I originally started with the original first session. There was only once, perhaps twice, that I had to dip into that second bankroll, which is really great because, I haven't gone out and it works for me, and I know it'll work for you, but I'm up prior to me starting this about 220, 250 we'll call it. And my bankroll is secured for next trip. My whole trip this time is paid for. And the way I normally look at it, in case you're new to this little channel, and if you are, I'm going to put a link up there into some information to help you get on track with what I'm doing. But my first goal is to go ahead and pay for my trip. I play very conservatively. My goal is to get that trip paid off. And the first trip that I take is going to be what I call a business expense. Because the money I make on that trip is going to pay for the next trip. And with the money I have at the bankroll, it's going to allow me to add a little bit to the original bankroll, take a profit, and that way I can come back and start at this tier and really move into it, make a little bit of money, of course, and slowly be able to build it up until the time that I'm laying some Black Widows out there or quarter chips or anything like that. If every time I could pay for my trip, that's what it's all about, is paying for your entertainment and really having some fun with it. And at least when you go, if you achieve that goal, then you know what? Everything else is just gravy. And that's what I consider myself to be on pure house money. Okay? I'm going to hit it for just 1. I'm going to go ahead and establish the point once again. It didn't come on the come out roll. There's the 7. Now I'm going to do that again. Okay? Using, in essence, the second part of my bankroll. Of the same bankroll. Let me go ahead and clarify that. I'm going to go ahead and hit it for 1. I'm going to clear it out. I'm going to wait for that 7. There's the 7. See? Had I not have done that, it would have wiped me out, and that would have been no bueno. So let's go ahead and establish the point. I hope it has to come on the come out roll, and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to hit it for just 1. I'm going to clear it out. Go back and do it all over again. Wait for that 7. And yes, it's going to be kind of crappy because it's patience. If you wanted to, you can get up and walk out and know when you sit down at the next console, you have to start off at this higher level for 3. Now, when I normally walk up to a console, that'll be, of course, a bubble crap, shoot to win type of thing, I will evaluate the board. It'll give me a good idea if the patterns of the 7s are happening frequently, and I'll just wait a little bit because you know what? Pattern shift. You see that pattern shift in craps. If you watched my roulette table, you'll see the pattern shift in roulette. You'll also see the pattern shift, for example, at the 21 table where the dealer's going to be winning and then the player's going to be winning. And then it gets choppy, and then, of course, it's going to predominantly sit on one side before the cycle starts all over again. So I'm going to establish that point on the come out. Didn't happen, so unfortunately I want to reduce the expectations of that happening. I'm going to wait for the 7, and again I'm going to aim for that Now, generally on the 3rd time is when it really gets kind of itchy, because I've noticed on the 3rd time is when I have the difficulty. So a lot of times what I do is I'll wait for the 7 twice just in hopes that we're going to get out of that -7 pattern that I just talked about. But in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and fire it up here. I'm going to clear it out because it did not happen. See, that was the 6, I'm sorry. So there's the 7. Again, I'm going to establish that point. There's another 7. That doesn't count. There was a 7. There's the come out roll. Okay, we're going to try this again. Looks like it's starting to get perhaps choppy. But if you look back at a lot of my videos, I do a recovery. And it sustains a choppy table quite well. I'm going to clear it out. Now at this point, what I'm going to do is just kind of roll for... Now I'm going to regress back down. I've made my recovery. It's still a little choppy, more than I like to see. Okay, which is choppy. But again, I'm going to wait for the point to be established. It didn't happen. I want to reduce the expectations of that 7 coming in by all means possible. And generally I would walk away from this because it's just a little choppy. Now, when I've gotten up to this level in the past using Wizard of Odds, I've noticed it stays consistent and it stays more choppy. Okay. The other thing I want you to take into consideration is adding this site to your cookie site. If you go into Google, I don't know quite how to do it in Google, you go to your security settings, and there's going to be a page on there you can click on that's going to say allow this site to hold cookies or to block now or block forever cookies on this site. I'd like for you guys to do that. That way you know this little simulator isn't possibly holding cookies on your computer, and I believe that's a very good possibility. So I want to alleviate that, only because again, when I get up to this higher tier, it tends to throw me more curveballs that I find to be unrealistic because of my past play that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and roll it one more time. Establish that point. There's the 7. Let's go ahead and fire it up again. Because at this level, with these chips, it always seems to get choppy, and I never get a consistent long roll. If you notice my other past 2 videos, they've been really choppy, and again, keep that from happening. And we're at 12 minutes. I'm gonna make this a $65 win. I'm hoping for a really long roll again on the next one. So this will bring my winnings up to, I think, $225. No, 125. No, 1,125. And I'm going to bring this to a close. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope this explains it for the new people. I welcome you to go ahead and like and subscribe if you want to follow along. And if you want to learn a little bit of roulette and how I play roulette, that could be another reason why. I love both games. And with that in mind, hey, you guys have a great day, a better tomorrow, and choppy cop, which means best of luck to you. You guys and gals take it easy, all right?